Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this quick and easy card using one of our Sale-a-bration stamp sets, the adorable owls. This card is quick and easy to do with our Stampin' Blends and a lot of fun to color. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how I got started. I've got my 4 squares of basic white cardstock here and I'm ready to start stamping with my memento. I'm going to bring in my sentiment here and stamp it right in the center of this first square. And then I'm going to bring in my little owl and I am going to stamp it here on the second square. And I'm doing him at a little angle. And then the next owl I'm also going to stamp at a slight angle. Let's see, and 1, 2, 3. If you wanted to have a little more of his body, you could, but I'm okay with that. And then the last owl, I'm going to do kind of sideways here, flying in. There we go. Now I've got my stamping done and I'm ready to color. I'm going to start with the gray granite here. I'm using the light gray granite for the owl's face and tummy, and then I'm going to use the dark for his body. I'm going to do this on all the owls quickly here, being careful not to go over the edge. And of course, if you do go over the lines, you can use your color lifter to push that color back the way you want it. I'm using the flare tip so I can move quickly, but if you prefer, you can use the bullet tip, which gives you a little more control. And of course, a light touch is always best. You can do a little shading if you would like, just to blend those colors if you feel you need to, or that you've made a little bit of a mistake where you want to blend a little easier. Calypso coral will be used for the beaks. I'm using the dark for this. There we go. And next I'm going to bring in my in colors. Now I'm going to use the in colors to color my little guy's eyes, and I'm going to start with the soft succulent here on my first owl. Let's see, I'm going to do this one, and I'm using the light simply to highlight those irises. There we go. And then I'm going to use the same color, on the hat. Grab the wrong one. I'm going to do my little lines. There we go. And I'm going to bring the dark in to do this little ball. Next, I'm going to bring in the light freesia for the irises on this next little owl. And I'm going to do his little tie in the dark polished pink. This is going to bring in the color of my designer series paper. And I'm just straight coloring here. And then I'm going to use the light fresh freesia, polished pink for his hat. And I need to do the last little owl's eyes. And so I'm going to bring in my dark pale papaya. There we go. And I've got my 3 little owls done and my sentiment. And I'm ready to start assembling. I'm going to start with my Coastal Cabana and my designer series paper here. And I am simply going to run a little bit of adhesive down the one edge of my designer series paper. And I'm going to mount this onto my Coastal Cabana so that there's about 1/4 of an inch showing, like so. Now, if you're using your grid paper, that'll help you line that up perfectly. And then I'm going to add the adhesive to the back, and I'm going to adhere this to my card front. Oops, let me fold this for you so you can see things a little easier. I'm going to line that up with the edge and simply place it down and adhere. Okay, now that I have that done, I can bring in my Coastal Cabana and add adhesive to the back and adhere that down to the center of the card. And then I can start adding my little owls to my next layer. I'm going to bring in the sentiment first and add this to the corner here. I'm using the multi-purpose liquid adhesive because it allows me to move my pieces if I need to get that spacing correctly. And of course, if you're using our Stamp and Seal, you can use your breath to move those pieces and lift and twist. There we go. I've got the two corner pieces, and I find that's easiest to do so that I know where the placement goes. And then the next two pieces will lay in quickly and easily. And I'm simply going to space those out. And for this little guy, I'm actually going to flip him upside down so he looks kind of fun and dropping in. There we go. I've got my panel done, and so I can flip it over. I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals onto the back of this panel. I want to create a little bit of shadow, and since this is a large panel, I'm going to add my dimensionals in the center also and remove the backings. Flip it over and adhere it down right in the center of that coastal cabana. There we go. I've got this cute little card, and I'm ready to bring in my 2021 in color opal rounds. Now for this project, I'm going to use the polished pink, and I'm simply going to pick those up and pop a few of them around my card front here. You could use a variety if you would like. Or just the monochromatic look that I'm doing here. The in color opal rounds are a lot of fun to work with because they have all 5 in colors. And of course we use those in colors to color the little owls. So there you go, a quick and easy project using the adorable owl stamp set found in our Sale-a-bration brochure. You can earn this stamp set for free with a qualifying order. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.